And all right. Very good. We've got foam roller. Here we go. All right. Let me start this over. Okie dokie. So I'm going to start right away with the roller, warming up our legs, using it as a little assistant for some leg balancing movement stuff. Okay, so we're going to take our toes to the wide angle and go ahead and just take a deep plie and up, or a deep outward rotated squat and up. And so you can just rest your hands, keep it close to you so you can keep your shoulders and elbows relaxed. It's just there to keep us a little bit more upright and having a friend nearby, if you will, to help us. All right, then we're going to come to the half, and we're going to take our baby lunges and just rock our roller. Now, we're also going to add, as you go to one side, pause and see if you can flex up the other heel and then switch. So you're just going to do a smooth glide from one little lunge and a flex to the other. Good. And back to center. Awesome. Now we're going to come into our parallel and bend, straighten. And this we don't normally do, but I'm going to have you raise the heels in this position, in a little bit wider position than we normally would. So bend, straighten, lift, and lower. And we're in a parallel, wide parallel. And you can push down on that roller to get those heels up without stressing out the shoulders. A little core in, breathing. Good. Now, next time you're up on the balls of the feet, see if you can hang on up there. And you got the roller to help. Just keep those heels up there. Take a breath. Easy in the neck. And ease them down. All right. Now we're going to go to our little Pilates position, little V. Same idea. We're going to bend, straighten, rise the heels, and lower. Pushing down for extra support on the roller. Acting like our little Pilates ballet bar here. Keep a check on the pelvis. Might want to pull backwards a bit, so keep pulling in and up with the core. Good. Same idea. Go ahead and stay up on your next one. Hold that. Push down on the roller for support. Keep the heels as high as they'll go. We're just really making these calves work at full length. And then bend. All right, here comes David.
Hey.
All right, so now we're going to take we haven't done this one in a little bit. I'll get this out of the way to show you. You're going to bend, straighten, rise. Then you're going to keep the heels up to bend the knees, pat half, and slowly roll through and straighten. So up, slight bend, roll the heels down, and then straighten the knees. Up, slight bend, smooth. So make all this really smooth for your joints. Up, smooth through the knees, smooth through the ankles. Up, and smooth roll down. Up, bend, smooth roll down. One more. Up, and smooth. Boom. Okay, now we're going to go the other way. You're going to take a bend. You're going to roll up the heels to the balls of the feet. Push up to tall, and then control it down. So bend, roll up, push, and lower. Bend, roll to the balls of the feet, push up, and lower. Keep breathing. There's a lot of detailed work and articulating of the ankles, toes, calves, but so good for us. Nice. All right, shake all that up. Woo! Yes, 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 yes. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna just use the roller as a little balancer for a moment, and I'm just gonna have you come back to, actually let's do knees first. So let's just lift the knees as high as you can for a moment. Got the roller to the side for support. Good. Now we'll go on to flick kick. Just firing these core muscles to get your leg as high as it'll go. Flick, flick. Boom and boom. You got it. All right, so now we'll go back to straight leg lifts to the front with a flexed foot, alternating. You can have other arm out if you need. Grow really tall. The body wants to sink when we start lifting a leg. So stay up there. Good. Now we'll put the roller back in front, and let's just do side touches for now to get the legs going. And then center that pelvis and lift up through the core. Now you're going to do a straight leg lift to each side with a flex foot, straight knee. You can keep them as low as you need to. Muscles still fire no matter the height. That's the good news. Boom. Okay, give that a little butt wiggle. Woo! They're working. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing to the back corners. Let's start with touches to the back corners, back diagonals. And then you got your roller in front. You might take a little hinge of the spine forward and then a little extra core to get your kick going. Woo! Yep. Give that a wiggle. All right, now we're going to go straight back. I'll turn to the side to show you. Let's start with the touches again. So I'm going to hinge a bit, flat back forward, power up my core, do my straight back, touches, and now my straight kicks to the back. Good, and give that a wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Woo! All right. Okay, let's let the legs rest for a moment. Oh, let's set that right there for a second. Let's come back to the shoulders and circle. And back stroke. Got breath going. Excellent. All right, so center up the pelvis, open the feet, and we are going to take our side bend right here. So lift it up, ease it over, just hang on to the side of the pelvis, and center. Inhale up, exhale over. Let's do that again. Then we're going to take our, just rest your fingers, and we're just going to take our, keep that pelvis as steady as you can, anchor here, and find your rotation right through your mid-back. Your I'll get it out in a minute. Thoracic, yeah, thanks. You got it. All right, now we'll add the rollers. Now you're just gonna press open the palm to each side, and we're gonna take, first thing with our feet here, you're gonna take a hinge forward. You're just gonna reach it, maybe touch your knees, and then touch your belly, and then go overhead. So let's just do that much. Belly, knees or shins, wherever you're going. Just keep it doable. It's really about the movement and the squat. I'm just distracting you from squatting. Oh, that's a teacher secret. How to get them to do more squats. Just put something in their hands and make them move. Oh, me. But it is good, right? It distracts you from the agony of squatting. And you go, oh my god, I got to move my roller in ways I've never moved my roller before. Okay. Oh yeah. My butt's getting a workout and I don't even know it. Yippee! All right, now we're going to leave it above head. And I'm running out of my screen here, but what you're going to do is keep your pelvis steady and add it to your rotation. So the cool part is that just this little bit of weight is sliding those blades down your back. So that's good. Giving you a little extra fire in your upper arms, not much, but just enough. Wake up that upper back. Good. Then to center, we're going to take that side bend. We've done this with the TheraBands. Now we get to do it. Actually, you could probably touch your head. That'd be a good way to keep your head centered. There we go. Cool. Yeah, now you won't cheat by doing that. Side bend, center, side bend, center. Yay. This is good. Boom. And boom. Excellent. And ease that down. Okie dokie. Let's see. Oh, I did want to do, okay, we've done side to side. So here's something else I do want to do. And it's coming back to the feet. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see, but you're just going to create a little standing, softened knee lunge with all toes straight ahead. Whichever foot is forward, I'll move mine in a minute. You're going to have your roller there. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a forward lunge, push with the ball of the foot, then we're going to come back and flex up the foot. So similar to what we did side to side, now we're going to do it front to back. So a lunge, push, and a lunge, flex back. Lunge, push, and a lunge, flex back. So keep the knees bent and just gliding through one into the other. Make sure that back foot, though, is square to the front, all toes straight ahead. So this is a simulating a strengthening for walking. I don't know that many of us run, but definitely for walking and propelling. We don't often think about that back foot, but we should. So we want that back foot to push us forward. That calf, the ball of the foot, right? So we need that propelling. Now, see if you can straighten the knees and do a similar version. But mostly just to feel that push off from a straight leg in the back. So just rocking. Woo! All right, let's switch that up. Okay, so to the second side, you just want all toes straight ahead. Doesn't have to be a huge lunge. And we're going to take a forward lunge and then a back. Now, here's where we're going to keep the back knee bent and flex it up. So pushing forward, I'm going to move my roller. Pushing forward and back. So when I'm walking, You're never bored when you walk when you're really trying to apply everything you know about Pilates and conditioning. But really checking in with your propeller, your pusher on your back foot, making sure that you do feel that calf engage, you feel the push of the ball of the foot all the way up to that glute. Good. All right, then just do a few. You can kind of diminish your size here if you need to, and then just do a few rocks with straight legs just to feel that push to glute connection. There we go. All right, let's take all that out and let's get down to the mat, y'all. Okay, we've already done quite a bit of stretch, so we're gonna go right to the roller, have a seat on the end, and walk yourself back. Once you're down, just go ahead and take a gentle rock side to side. Make sure you feel centered, of course, down your mat and the roller. And then you can just take your little side to side rock, allowing your spine to release and shoulders to relax, hips to let go. Big sigh. Very good. All right. From here, let's go ahead and take our 6 o'clock, and we're going to hold that 6 o'clock for a moment, let that lumbar stretch, and then release it to neutral. Let's try that again. A 6 o'clock, tuck of the pelvis, use that core, starting to loosen the lumbar. Release, try one more, 6 o'clock. This time, we're going to go ahead and push down to the feet and peel up a lift and then touch it down. Might not even come off the roller, that's okay. Just give it a go, try another one until you might get a little lift. 6 o'clock, a little lift, a little roll down. At the very least, you're getting a nice lumbar stretch, and you're already waking up your core. And one more, and down. Excellent. Okay, let's lift the arms and drop those blades around the roller. Take some shoulder shrugs. So you're going to go up and around, adding a bit of a shrug to your circle. Getting that little massage already. Good. Then take the arms up a little higher near the ears and continue your shrugs, shoulder circle. Shrug up and around. Shrug up and around. Good, and bring that back. All right, we'll come back to them. Back to center, pulling in and up from your pelvic floor as you pick up each foot. Just make sure we're steady on the roller. Rock the knees in for a moment. Stay steady. Keep your arms as relaxed as you can. Forearms down, and go on to your much slower toe touches. We have a lot farther down to go. Steady through the pelvis. Breathing and pulling in and up that pelvic floor. Then pause, flex the heels, re-cinch that waist, and heel touch. Now it's going to go down a lot farther. Good. Rock the knees in. Take a pause. Now we're going to send the leg to the 45 one at a time. My 45, straighten the knee, hold there for a moment, and then bring it in. Pulling in the core for steady pelvis. Reach. Very good. Bring those feet back to the floor. All right. Let's take our arms overhead, half upper body curl. And then you really get to feel that sequential roll up and down through the spine. Dropping the blades back. Good. Leave the arms overhead for a moment. Let that stretch. Then let the elbows soften and kind of begin to ground a little bit on a high diagonal from the shoulder. Feel that stretch. And then inch the elbows down a little bit more, almost to directly side, just your little goalpost position here, and let that stretch. Exhale out that tension. Good. Now with the arms there, I'm going to have you slowly add the neck. So you're going to just gently roll the head to one side, keeping it connected to the roller. It's going to go to the side and then back a little. Gently to center, gently to the other side, nice and slow. Center inhale, first side, exhale. Keeping the opposite elbow down toward the floor if you can. Center, inhale, exhale, other side. And center. Yay! Okay, let's move that arm position. Ooh, that's a lot of stretching going on. Okay, forearms back for balancing, and let's come back to the legs. Bring the legs back in, one at a time. Glue them together, and slowly straighten and bend, flex, and point. Good. Now, at half, at a bent knee, you're going to slowly open both to the side and slowly close center. So like a little opening your clamshell and closing simultaneously. Pulling that core, pelvic floor in and up. You'll notice if one leg wants to speed up, it'll throw your pelvis off, so steady as she goes. Good, then send the legs all the way up, flex the feet, and same thing with a long leg. Open all the way and close center. Nice and smooth, nice and controlled. Breathing, cinching in even more core. Good. Fold those in and feet back to the floor. Very good. All right, let's do those. Let's do that arm thing one more time. Let's make sure we've stretched it all. So arms back overhead. Bring the elbows, relax the elbows toward the floor. Let's just give this one more stretch. Mine was a little tight, so maybe it's from all those push-ups I'm doing on the deck rail and on the wall. And then bring the elbows to the side, create your goal pose, let that stretch. And then let's take our inward rotation with the shoulders. So that's bringing the palm down and then the palm up with the elbows hopefully touching the floor or hovering. Keep those blades relaxed and you can feel them move along the roller back there. Good. Now, with the palms back up, stay along the floor and just glide the arms until your first two fingers touch overhead. If they are on the ground, great, or somewhere close, great. And then just glide them back, elbows toward the ribs, and then glide them along the floor and mat back to fingertips above. So this is a good one. We've done this one up against the wall with our small ball and our thoracic. And then we do versions of this standing in our warm-ups. So good stuff for our upper back to keep our spine nice and tall. And one more. Yay, team. All right, ease that back down. And let's take a nice gentle plop off of the roller. Move it back underneath. Let's see, what do we want to do here? Yeah, let's go ahead and unbridge up and roll the roller underneath your sacrum. Adjust your clothes so they don't get too tangled. All right, and so you want to make sure you can see your pubic bone, so you're still in a neutral, relatively neutral, and you're just on a diagonal. All right, first things first, we're going to ease those legs in, knees in again. We're going to send the legs up. We're going to go on to a big old bicycle pedal. So the longest, biggest pedal you can create with those legs. And you're going to brush the mat, hopefully with those bottom toes. If you want to articulate, you can add a flexed foot going down and a pointed foot coming, brushing and coming through. Good. Now we're going to reverse it. So now you're going to brush away and up, brush down and away and up. Keep breathing. You can now brush the toes away and lift a flexed foot. bring both legs up. We're going to outward rotate, press the heels against each other, and frog. Frog in, really spiral those thighs out, and then just push them straight up. You're just pushing the heels into one another, bending and straightening, and an outward rotation. Good. Now back to parallel up there, and you're going to do it again. You're going to open and close the legs. Now it's going to be a lot easier. So you should be able to go a little quicker. Open and close, open and close. Good. Once they're back up, outward rotate them again and point the feet. And we're gonna do a crisscross with the legs. Then you're gonna open them to the side and close them into a crisscross. Open, close, crisscross. Open, and you can switch which leg goes in front for the crisscross. Keep the knees nice and long if you can, pointed toes, and an outward rotation. So we're getting a lot of extra inner thigh work here. Don't forget to breathe. And last one, let them stay open out there now for a moment and let that stretch. So yeah, you're still on the roller, but I'm going to have you do a little tilt, a little 6 o'clock to get a little extra stretch in the inner thigh, almost to the inner hamstring back there. Then level the pelvis back out, and you're going to feel the more direct inner thigh. And then one more slight adjustment without arcing. You'll feel a little bit more in the front. All right, easy does. Soften those knees and bring the feet one at a time back to the floor. All right, you're still on the roller. I'm going to have you just slide one leg out and let your hips stretch there in the front. Slide that foot in and slide the other foot out. Enjoy a little stretch. Breathe. Slide that foot in, send the other one out again. So first one back out. Feel that lengthening. Slide it in, second side. Slide it in. All right, this time I'm going to have you bring your knees in towards you. Hold on to the roller with your hands and control it. And as the knees rest towards your chest, slowly roll the roller along your sacrum toward the tail, and then slowly come down for a gentle landing. Whoa. There you go. All right. Now, we're going to place the feet on the roller, relax the arms again. You're just going to roll the roller out and in. We're just kind of in a wide parallel. Out and in, out and in. So when we go slow, this is just a little kind of a releasing movement for the legs and hips. At the same time, when we speed it up, when you're neutral, add your core and go as fast as you can for a moment. I know the foam roller can get away from me a little bit. I spend more time straightening it out sometimes than rolling. we go. Now, open the knees, open the thighs, and do the same thing. Just do a few reps slow, kind of releasing to the hips. Stretchy, opening the thighs, rolling over the outer ankle. And then click it in and go as fast as you can. Excellent. All right, we're going to bring the feet back on top of the roller, and we're going to fire those hammies again. So we are going to press down. We're going to give a little 6 o'clock, and we're going to see if we can get a little bridge up and a little roll down. And again, exhale, little 6, press and lift. And it might take a few to warm it up and get any kind of height. That's okay. Just keep going from one rounded bridge to another. And one more. Good, and down. Excellent. Let's let those legs rest on underneath your knees for a moment. Foam roller underneath your knees, I meant, and just do a wiggle wiggle. Very good. All right, we're going to move the roller out, and we are going to roll to our sides, and then reposition on our bellies with the roller above us. So take your time, getting from all of that position. Right, transitions are just as important as the exercises. All right. And such is life, right? Okay. So we are going to use our roller to strengthen around our shoulder blades and our spine. So you're going to relax the legs, open them up, and push that pubic bone down into the mat. All right. In the meantime, the forearms are going to roll. We're going to move the roller back and forth. But what we're going to do is turn the thumbs down and shrug those shoulders again up to the ears. Nice long elbows. That's position 1. Position 2 is gliding the roller down and gliding your shoulder blades down, and then going thumbs up. So you're gonna shrug and go turn inward, thumbs down. Then you're gonna glide the blades down, thumbs up, and you're gonna give a little lift in your thoracic spine. Don't come up too high, just a little, and then go again. So shrug, inward rotate, nose just above the mat. Then glide the blades down, press onto the roller, thumbs up. Elbows stay relatively straight the whole time. Shrugging up, and then gliding down. Shrug up, and then a little articulation, and you're pressing down on the roller right there around or just above your wrist area. So shrug, and down. And if your pubic bone starts to lift off, push that back into the mat and add more core, belly button in and up, pelvic floor in and up, as you glide nice and smoothly from one to another. Good. Now, I'm going to take a pause, and what's going to happen, we're going to do the same idea, but what's going to happen is that once you get to the extension part next time, we're going to hold there, and you're going to swing one arm right on around toward the back leg, look over that shoulder, and then bring it back. Then you're going to press onto that forearm, swing gently around, look over the shoulder, and bring it back to the roller, and then start again, nose down, shrug up. All right, so let's relax. Push the pubic bone down. Here we go. You're going to glide the shoulder blades down, come up a little bit into extension. Press down on that one side as you swing the arm around and look. Then press it down, swing the other one around, look, press, and then release into inward rotation shrug. Take it again. 6 o'clock. Push that pubic bone down. Shoulder blades. Press and swing. Press and swing. Press and release. Add your breath if you haven't already. 6 o'clock. Shoulder blades down. Exhale, press. Inhale. Exhale, press, swing. Inhale and exhale, release. Let's try one more. 6 o'clock. Press. Send it around. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale, and release. Yay, team. All right. We are going to come up onto elbows, ease it back into child's pose. Then back up onto all fours for a moment, just to do our little cat-cow for a second. Make sure our lumbar is okay after all that extension. And release. And again, exhale, round that spine, hold. And release. All right, now we can turn it around, have a seat on our roller, and work out some tension. Massage some butt cheeks. All right, so you know the drill. We're gonna go down the middle, start warming up the tissue, and then focus on one glute at a time, and roll it from the bottom all the way to the top. Warm up that tissue. You can keep tilting over toward the hip joint area itself, but you'll just want to stay on the mass, body mass there, and see if you got any trigger points. You can hold, you can rock it, whatever feels right to the tissue. Then you can check out the other side. Good. Then coming back to the sacrum and to the low back, from sacrum to lumbar, and back and forth. Then we can switch the hands to behind the legs and roll from the lumbar to the thoracic. Good. And then we can cradle the head, watch the clothes because they're going to want to get trapped here as we go now along the thoracic, in between the blades, and up toward the neck. ease toward one side. If you've got tightness around like one shoulder blade area, you could, much like we do with when we squish the pelvis, we can also squish the rib cage just slightly and come up a little bit more around one blade at a time if needed. A little trickier, but can be done. And then coming up now all the way into the neck area, well, your trapezius, and then into the neck. Good. Then once you come down for a landing, just rest the head on the roller. And let's take our feet off the mat into a double knee fold. And just breathe here for a moment. Up and over to the other side. Breathe it out. Good. Back to center, ankle across knee. Let's use our little slow motion butterfly wing movement here first. And then bring that figure four in. Flex the front foot. Now the roller is helping your chin stay forward. Ease that down. Second side, butterfly wing first. Real smooth movement in the hip. And then figure four in. Flex the foot and breathe. And down. Very good. And if you want to do a little head side to side here, go to one diagonal and a little circle around for the neck. Other diagonal, circle around. Good. And then we're going to do the same thing that you did under the sacrum with your hands, controlling the roller. Just slowly glide the roller out from the head. Go slow. Control it. Until you come in for landing. And then just push that roller away and straighten out the legs, reach out overhead, just a full body yawn stretch right here. And you're going to twirl those wrists and feet, and then reverse. Good, good, good. Then, if you find yourself arcing, just level the pelvis out for a moment. Take both feet over to one side, or both legs over to one side, and then add the upper body to a banana, a flat banana. So you want to keep your pelvis level and your shoulders level, but you're just arcing slightly to get a nice stretch along one side. Walk all that back to center, then walk it over to the other side, and then do a little slide of your upper body toward it, and breathe. And walk it all back to center. Very good. All right. Put the feet back up underneath you. Just do a quick clock, pelvic clock around one way a couple times. Do a check-in. Send it the other way. Always making sure that lumbar is okay. And if you need to hold a little 6 o'clock stretch, hold that. And then release. Excellent. Roll into one side. Gonna peel it up again. Back onto all fours one last time. One more C curve. And then top the toes will come through our squat. Big breath. And then bottoms up. Hang upside down. Send those feet some love. If the hands can meet them, or your shins. It's nice for all the little digits to get to know each other, right? And then soften those knees as we slowly round to stack. Woo. Give all that a little shake, shake. Whew. All right. All right. And then we're going to just keep shaking. I feel like we need to let all that go. Moving all that fascia. Learning more and more about our fascia system. How important it is to keep it mobile. Doing all the things that we already do, which is terrific. And then I'm adding in little tidbits that I'm learning along the way. All right, let's open up the feet and let's take our figure eight coming back. We just did a lot of stretch and strengthen and opening. So let's let that movement go up the spine. Shoulders, neck. Whew. Very good, very good. All right. Let's inhale and stretch and twirl and receive some peace, harmony, well-being, some groundedness, balance. Let go of anything that's not serving our highest good. Inhale again, receive some abundance and joy. Let go of the rest. Excellent. Give yourself a hug and a pat on the back, and give yourself a good squeeze. Just like you would a kitty cat, or a doggy, or a kid, or a pillow, or whatever. Just give yourself the same kind of love and squeeze. Tell yourself how much love you're circulating and embracing and living. And your body is a great representation of how well you're treating yourself. Excellent. All right. And to the heart, just quick breath in and out. Pulling your focus inward toward more love, more gratitude, and more gratefulness for such an amazing body that we get to travel around in and experience life through. So yay. And yay for Pilates and each other. Thank you, everybody.